What's up, guys? Mike here with King of Avalon Follower to do a video that has been long awaited, the Fallen Knight event. My alliance finally did this while I was at home and not at work or not doing something else. Anyways, right now we're just going to jump into it. This is the rewards for the Fallen Knight events. Now, if you can only make it through the first couple of stages, in my opinion, honestly, the Fallen Knights aren't really that worth it. So if you're a new alliance starting out and most of your guys are, somewhere around level 10 or something like that, it may not be worth doing it, but that's a decision that you can make. However, if you're a big alliance that's strong with a lot of power and a lot of high-level players, the Fallen Knights has some really good rewards, so I definitely recommend doing it. Alright, moving on from there. So, my alliance decides to do the Fallen Knight event. Well, all you need to do is have one of the leaders of your alliance go ahead and go to a barbarian camp, click on it, and activate the Fallen Knights. And what's going to happen is they're going to launch attacks at you wave after wave, and there's 20 waves in this version of it. They're going to launch wave after wave of attack against you and your castle. Now, a couple things to take into consideration. You're not going to lose troops. A couple may end up being wounded. When you eventually lose, your wall and city is going to be on fire. You will have to pay to extinguish it, but you won't have troops die. Even when you finally do lose a battle, you're only going to lose about the same amount of troops that you would lose fighting a monster. So it's nothing crazy. It's not going to hurt you and put you out of commission as if someone was attacking you that was another player. So here you can see the level 1. 8,000 troops coming my way, T2 and T1 troops. Real easy to kill even if you're a lower level person. So I'm going to try to get as many of the waves in here recorded as possible. So what happens is they launch the attack, everybody's getting hit at about the same time, maybe, 30 seconds here or there, depending on where your castle's placed from the barbarian camp. So most of the time there's an animation where the knights hit you, but because there's so many going here right now, the animation was kind of glitchy. So you see right there, we've got successful defense. I killed 100% of the troops. So the number of troops that you have to kill in order for it to be considered a successful defense is just over 50%. I have literally killed 50.1% of the troops before and still gotten a successful defense. Now that's important because eventually, near the end, you're going to see here's tier 2, or the wave 2, you got 15,000 troops this time. But near the end, they're going to be sending 400,000 troops at one base, okay? Now, keep this in mind. If at any point your castle gets burned twice, or in other words, you lose against 2 attacking waves, you're going to be permanently out. So here you can see Mrs. Newt is getting hit. You also see over here on the left-hand side that I am reinforcing. Okay, I'm reinforcing her and another player. Not only does this allow me to get more points because I'm now getting more kills. You can see right there I did 41% of the damage. Mrs. Newt did 43% of the damage. It allows me to get more points personally, but it allows her to last and live longer during the event. In our alliance, we've got folks who have several 100,000 troops down to people who have, maybe 50,000 troops. Well, those individuals with 50,000 troops, here's wave 3, 79,000. Those individuals who have 50,000 troops are going to start losing earlier on, but if you reinforce them, they can make it a lot farther. So over here, if you click on a barbarian camp and look at the event, you can see everybody who's getting attacked. This stage is now a rally. So after a few stages, the Fallen Knights will launch a rally against select players. Not everybody is going to get rallied. This allows those players who are not being rallied to reinforce the ones who are. So in this case, Mrs. Newt is going to be hit with a larger force than the other ones. So I'm going to go ahead and just send her a whole bunch of my troops to fully reinforce her to make sure she survives this round. She wouldn't survive it by herself. A couple of other players are getting hit. You'll see Asak's castle. I also reinforce him, and then I think I reinforce one more. So there's the rally right there, 306,000 troops. So most castles aren't going to be able to withstand that by themselves if you're under castle level, 19 or 20. So again, I'm using that new handy feature where you can just hit the 4-way directional arrows right there, kind of clear up the screen, and we can watch the Fallen Knights make their slow death march to Mrs. Newt's castle. Again, she is being reinforced by me, so this is going to be an easy victory for her. She's being reinforced by me as well as a few other players. So nothing to worry here. Everybody's just getting a bunch of points. And realistically, if you're an alliance like ours that has, about 1 billion power, 75 members, you should easily be able to make it through the end stages of the Fallen Knight event with multiple castles still untouched. I never get burned. My castle never gets burned a single time, and they even rally 1.2 million at me at one point. So here's the next wave. We're now back to smaller amounts that everyone's getting hit by versus rallies. There was 137,000 troops, and that was wave number 9. Okay, on wave 10 and wave 20, the Fallen Knights will rally your fortress. So have your player, in our case Conquest right there, Darth Conquest, have your player with the largest or highest upgraded Hall of War go to the fortress first. Whoever gets in that fortress first is going to set the cap for how many troops can be entered into it. So that's why you want your player with the highest Hall of War. Conquest, I'm not sure what it is, but he can essentially rally in that fortress over 900,000 troops. He's much higher than Legion, who's in second place with something like 700,000 troops. So he sends his troops there first, and from there, everybody else reinforces it. Now, this first level, the first level is going to have a lot of troops, but they're not going to be that strong. And it's going to be something most alliances are going to be able to withstand. So it's a good opportunity to let some of your lower level players get into the fortress, get some of the credit for making some of these kills. You can also use it as an opportunity to practice for the level 20 siege. The level 20 siege is going to send a ton of troops. And in our case, what we do is we make sure that nobody lower than T7 troops, no one lower than T8 troops is allowed to get in the fortress. We fill it with as many T9s and T8s as we can in an attempt to withstand the last rally. And you're going to see right here, as it pops up here in just a second, how many troops they're going to send at us for just stage 10, or the halfway mark. Right here we're looking, we've got a whole bunch of players in here. I'll show you what I've got put in there. I think I only put in T8s as well. Oh no, I put some cavalry in there just to get them to move a little faster. And then I backfilled it with my infantry. So another interesting thing, you can send more than one march to the Alliance Fortress. It'll take as many troops as it has a cap for. So here is the here are the knights coming in. They're going to beat the crap out of us. We'll see what happens. I believe I put the report in here. But the first rally they sent at us was something like 900,000 troops, I think. Not anything that we couldn't handle, considering we had 900,000 of our own troops in there, along with multiple dragons, and our troops were much higher level. You can see right here someone's reinforcing me. Let's take a look at the report. Successful defense. I killed 7% of the troops. Axe killed 8. Topher 9. 4, 7, 14. Conquest with 33. That's a big shocker with his T9 troops. Easily defeated this wave, okay? But you also have to remember, if you're looking and considering doing this with your alliance, compare it to our alliance. Is it a comparable strength, or are you a weaker alliance? All right, here's the next stage, level 11, 170,000 T3 and T2 troops. Pretty straightforward. They're just going to do the same thing they've been doing the whole rest of this. They're going to attack. As they are attacking me, so an attack may land on me, but may not land, that level 11 attack may not land on someone else for a couple minutes. So I may have an opportunity to defend my castle and then turn around really quickly and send reinforcements to someone else's castle. So my recommendation for reinforcements, they move really slow, and the Fallen Knight event can sometimes really come down to 1 or 2 seconds. I might get hit, and 30 seconds later someone else is getting hit, and I need to get them reinforcements quickly, but I don't want to use speed ups. So what do? Something that I do is I send just cavalry. If you have a lot of cavalry, cavalry has a good attack and good defense. So a lot of times if I'm pressed for time, I will just make sure that whatever march I send has all cavalry in it. It's going to march much faster. All right, here's level 15. We're now at 279,000 troops, T4s, T3s. And again, at this point, for the sake of the video, I'm not showing each individual attack land. I'm kind of just showing the different waves and how much they are. So that was level 16, now we're at level 17, 129, or excuse me, that was 1.2 million troops. So again, that's another stage where I was getting rallied right there, and the game reset, so I had to, unfortunately, we missed the hit landing, but I got reinforced by a number of people. We killed only like 60% or something. I'd have to scroll back up and take a look at that, but we didn't kill a full 100% out of that 1.2 million. Here's 18, we got 555,000 right there, excuse me, that's level 19, 555,000. At this point, even big hitters like myself, you're going to need some reinforcements. At least one other person who's, got 80,000 troops in your base with a dragon. In my case, I think I had 2 or 3 people reinforcing me. 2 of them were just my farms, and one of them was Timmy. But successful defense, 100% of the troops killed. We had Foxtrot, Mrs. New. Oh, Conquest jumped in there. So yeah, so he got a lot of kills on that one. And then, of course, successfully defends himself, probably with no reinforcements. All right, so right here, final stage, level 20. Conquest is sending his troops down first, just like last time. Now, here's the stage where we are going to send only T8 and T9 troops. We are not going to send anything below T8 because ultimately we know they're going to send about 3.5 million troops at us because we've done this before, and we have yet to successfully defend on level 20. We're hoping to get to that point when we push Conquest to Stronghold 30 and get some T10 troops, and a few of us to Stronghold 26 and get some more T9 troops. Right now, we're just mass sending T8 and T9 troops, whoever has them. That's why you see names that you see in a lot of my videos: Conquest, Legion, Axe, myself, Vendetta. Who else gets in on this thing? VTS 99. Yeah, people that have high-level troops, good gear. We're going to do our best to kill as many as possible. Remember, you only need to kill 50%, 50.1% in order for it to be a successful defense. So if we can just get enough killed, we will win this battle. Now, in this particular case, we don't. I don't remember what percentage we killed. We'll take a look at that report in a minute here. But they send, and then we're going to take a look here. It's like 3.4 million troops, 3,480,000. Yeah, 3,483,132. And you're going to see now there's a lot of level 7s. So there's 7s and 6s. Much stronger than their earlier rallies, which the highest they got before, I believe, was T5. So we've maxed this thing out with 960,000 troops. Everybody's in. All T8s, as you're seeing right there. T8s, 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 and then Conquest with some T9s and some T8s, and he even threw in some low-level guys. So we'll have to give him a little bit of crap about that later. But the rally's going to land, and you sit there like, oh no, and there's no fire animation if you fail or anything. The fortress doesn't go on fire, so you have to just check the report to see how you did. And in this case, oh, the other thing is too, as soon as you've been attacked, it instantly resends all your troops once you have defended. So, dark defeat, oh no, 23% of the troops. So you can see how difficult it is. I only killed 2%, Conquest with 12%, and Axe with 6. You know, most people were 2, 1. You know, Axe and Conquest actually had a little higher amount, but it's tough. It's not easy. So the troops return, and from there we can go ahead and put out the fire in our city, which I probably already did. I think what we're going to do now is take a look at those rewards again so we can see. So go to the event center, go down to Fallen Knights, view rewards, and you can see right here everything's been checked off. You'll get your rewards later in the mail when the event ends. But you can see my individual point ranking is 27, and our alliance rank was number 5 for the server. So we made it all the way down to points reward level 12, which gives us 10,000 alliance fund, 150 gold, 27,000 food. Let's scroll down. 4 refining stones. That is valuable. Another good reason to do this. Refining stones, VIP points, Lord XP, elixir vials for the dragon altar. It's very, very valuable, a real good opportunity to get good stuff if you do the Fallen Knights, and you do it quickly. So, if you have questions, or if you have strategies, or if you have any tips or tricks that you would like to add, leave them in the comments. You know, let me be aware of them. I'll try to include them in another video. Thanks always for watching, guys. I really appreciate the support, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.